personal data gathering and sharing, forcing and coercing users, undermining small retailers and market consolidation. For a very long time these tactics have defined the tech industry, but in the year 2024, governments and authorities globally have decided to put a pause on it, from the European Union's Digital Market Acts to a proactive antitrust regulator in the United States and elsewhere. We saw a crackdown on alleged big tech monopolies everywhere, and it seems India, the world's fastest growing major economy, has also decided to step up. Last week, the Indian competition regulator, the Competition Commission of India or CCI, took a step that some experts described as unusual. It went to the Indian Supreme Court against the e-commerce giants, Amazon and Flipkart. The CCI is seeking to transfer 24 cases related to its investigation against the two platforms from various high courts to the Supreme Court. The regulator accuses Amazon and Flipkart of engaging in frivolous litigation to delay the CCI's probe. But what exactly is this investigation, and how did it reach all the way to the Supreme Court even before a conclusion? And what can this case tell us about India's regulatory actions against big tech firms? Let's try to understand. In January 2020, the Competition Commission of India began investigating Amazon and Flipkart. This was after a complaint by a small traders association called the Delhi Vapor Mahazan. They alleged anti-competitive practices by the e-commerce firms. They accused them of providing preferential treatment to select sellers and using predatory pricing tactics, which retailers claimed harmed their businesses. As part of the probe in 2022, the CCI conducted search and seizure operations on sellers like Cloudtail, Aria Retail and Rocket Commerce. During these raids, electronic records such as emails and financial documents were confiscated. However, sellers objected, arguing that they shouldn't have been raided as they are just third-party sellers. Over the years, the probe by the antitrust regulator has been repeatedly stalled due to rich petitions filed by Amazon, Flipkart and their affiliated sellers. High courts in Karnataka, Delhi and Telangana issued stays on the probe. A key question in this case is whether the CCI has the authority to raid third-party sellers and expand its investigation without prior notice. Sellers are citing a recent Madras High Court verdict which ruled that the CCI could not change a company's status from a third party to an opposite party without due process. If the Supreme Court upholds this precedent, it could further delay the e-commerce probe. In its petition to the Supreme Court, the regulator points out that its search and seizure powers and the Director General's authority to widen the scope of a probe are critical to ensuring fair competition in India's rapidly growing digital economy. And it's not just the e-commerce sector. The Competition Commission has also taken action against unfair practices in the online marketplace. This time its target was Apple. Reports say that a 2021 probe against the iPhone maker was concluded in June this year, and the report was then submitted to senior CCI officials for review. It found that Apple abused its dominant position in the iOS App Store market, causing harm to app developers, users and payment processors. The CCI alleges Apple engaged in anti-competitive practices like mandating the use of its proprietary in-app payment system, a move deemed to be in violation of Indian competition laws. Reports also said that Apple prohibits third-party payment processors on iPhones, restricting competition. Developers also cannot provide external payment links. Apple has denied these allegations, arguing that it is a minor player in India's smartphone market, where Android-powered smartphones dominate. Potential outcomes of this report could include financial penalties for the iPhone maker and directives to modify its business practices. Experts say the CCI's findings against Apple are similar to the global scrutiny of Apple's practices, including in the European Union and the United States. The company has been accused of stifling competition by allegedly creating barriers for developers to be on iPhone. Last month, India's Competition Commission imposed a fine of over $25 million on Meta platforms for a violation by its messaging app, WhatsApp. It was related to a controversial update the app rolled out in 2021. The update introduced changes related to data sharing between WhatsApp and its parent company Meta. The update allowed businesses using WhatsApp to store and manage chats with customers on Meta-hosted services. This implied that Meta could access and process these chats on behalf of businesses. At the time, the update faced significant backlash, as it raised concerns about user consent and the extent of data being shared with Meta's ecosystem, including Facebook and Instagram. In its probe, the CCI found an abuse of WhatsApp's dominance in the online messaging market. The regulator found the policy imposed unfair conditions on users by requiring agreement to the update for continued use of the app, while Meta plans to appeal that ruling, asserting that the update did not impact private messages and that it was optional for users. The ruling highlights the challenge of balancing privacy concerns with the dominance of global tech companies in the market. These were just a couple of examples of actions the Indian regulator took against big tech firms. The regulator is probing several other tech firms and sectors to weed out monopolies and ensure competition. However, the agency is facing challenges. Since 2015, the Commission has never been at full capacity. Prolonged leadership vacancies and a lack of adequate resources have stalled investigations. The introduction of the Digital Competition Bill 2024 and the Competition Amendment Act 2023 aims to enhance enforcement through measures like mandatory penalty deposits, but increased judicial push-back has constrained the CCI's authority. So will the Indian competition regulator overcome its challenges and continue its crackdown on big tech, or will the delay tactics of the internet giants prevail? That's something that remains to be seen. Thanks for watching this video.